Welcome to Why Voices. To all my young adults, it's just good to be with you guys one more time. Hey guys, if you want to live like the 1%, you got to quit thinking like the 99%. Download the app on your phone and start investing for your future today. I got a great company that I'm going to break down for you guys today. Is none other than a company called Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. It is a great company. You don't want to know exactly what Salesforce do? Well, Salesforce is a company that sells cloud software to businesses. They sell cloud tools for sales teams to track trends, to make deals, and to build revenue in companies. They service clouds. They service tools for the customer support centers and for help desks. Their marketing and commerce tools to send targeted emails. They run campaigns for company and they power online stores. Uh, they work on systems that pull together data from many sources so companies can understand their customer a little bit better. In other words, Salesforce is a company that makes your company understand your customer better. And where would you think a company like Salesforce is headed? Well, Salesforce is betting heavily on AI as the big next wave. And everybody out there know that AI is going to be the next big time wave hitting the world soon. Okay? They are responsible for Einstein's AI and Agent Force, which they created. AI agents that can help automate workflows, draft emails, and summarize customers' conversations and surface insight from data. Yeah, they do a whole lot, you guys. A more clean, organized data cloud so that they can organize data a company has. Yeah, yeah, you feed that data into Salesforce and they organize it for you. The more powerful its AI can be, Salesforce is trying to be the place where that data lives and is generated. Yeah, they want to be the place where the data lives and the data is governed there. And Salesforce already has the largest share, over 20% globally, giving it a strong base to build in the future. Yeah, they already, when it comes to this type of work, they're already 20% bigger than all the companies out there, and they're expected to even grow more. In simple terms, their vision is that every company becomes a AI-powered, data-driven organization, and Salesforce wants to be the main platform that makes everything happen for these big billion-dollar companies in the future. Salesforce doesn't do this alone. It leans on big partnerships. They're partnering right now with OpenAI, Salesforce, and OpenAI has expanded strategic partnership. OpenAI frontier models like GPT are being integrated into Salesforce platform right now. And Salesforce Agentforce 360, y'all look for that Agentforce 360, can be accessed directly inside Chat GPT. Yeah, they're inside of Chat GPT. That means that enterprise data and workflows from Salesforce can interact with power language models in a more seamless way. And I always tell you guys that when you guys look at these different companies that I'll be sharing with you guys, we always like to get the bull's perspective, those that think that the Salesforce is going to be a great company. And then we want to look at the bear's perspective, those that's leery of the company, that think that the company's going to go down. And from the bull's perspective, they say that Salesforce is a market leader with a moat. Some of you guys don't know what a moat is. It means that this company is doing something that no other company is doing. It's their own personal moat. Salesforce has the largest CRM market share and is deeply embedded in big companies. And you guys know I love big companies, because if you guys take the time to look through the videos that I've been putting out to you guys and telling you guys to get in now since the market is low, because I'm going to get into the charts on this one also in just a little bit. You guys will see that I just been showing y'all billion-dollar companies that you guys can get in at a good price now that we're in war, okay? So CRM market share is deeply embedded in big company, switching away. It's expensive and risky, which makes revenue sticky. Yeah, they make their revenue, but the companies that they invest in, once they invest in Salesforce, they don't go nowhere. That's why Salesforce has got a sticky business. When you got a company that's got to come to you over, these big billion-dollar companies got to come to you over and over, to use your services, and they not going nowhere, that's called a sticky business. The bulls call them an AI tailwind. If AI becomes central to how business operate, Salesforce combination of data, workflow, and AI tools could drive higher spending per customer over time. Salesforce has predicted that over time, they will make more and more off the companies that they service. Improving, check this out, profitability. In recent years, Salesforce has focused more on profits. Yeah, Salesforce has focused more on profits, not just growth, and has shown, over recent years, better margins. Y'all, the videos I talk about, I be talking about those profit margins that a company should be making, so you guys know how to invest, okay? Better margins and strong earning growth. Yeah, yeah, good company. Okay. Now the bulls basically believe this is a core infrastructure for customer data and AI in the enterprise. It's not going away, and AI can make it even more valuable. Yeah, once everything go back online, this company is going to be even more valuable. What does the Bears have to say? You know, why do the Bears think that this company's not a good company? Well, the Bears say the competition is intense because they do have competition with Oracle and some of the other big boys. They saying that Salesforce growth could slow. That's what they're saying. They talk about the Bears, they talk about their acquisition risks. Buying many companies and integrating them is hard. And we know that Salesforce has been buying up some smaller companies and integrating them companies into their own company. But the Bulls seem to think that it's a bad idea. You know, they say that integrating them is hard. They're always a risk of overpaying cultural class or tech that doesn't mesh well. These are some of the things that the Bulls say that a problem that why they think that Salesforce is not a good company. They also talk about their volatility. When expectations get high, any slowdown in growth of AI adoption can hit the stock price hard. Salesforce has already seen periods of sharp drops when investors got nervous. And I can see why the Bulls are saying, you know, they see a problem because the stock has dropped. But I also know why the stock has dropped because I'm going to get into the charts in just a little bit because I'm going to show you guys where the stock was under the Biden-Harris administration and then what happened when the Trump administration came in and we see that sharp drop. And then again, I always tell you guys when we look at companies, we always want to look at their balance sheet. And I like Salesforce balance sheet. They got total assets of about $112 billion. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Okay. Their total liabilities is only 53 billion. And their shareholder equity is about 59 billion. On debt, their total debt is roughly 14 to 17 billion, depending on the specific period you look at. And I'm looking at data from when the Biden-Harris administration went out of office and when the Trump administration came into office. And I'll be showing you guys the charts on this a little bit when it comes to the debt. Uh, debt to equality ratio is around 24%, which is moderate for a large profitable software company like Salesforce, basically. So why does companies like Salesforce, since they hold all their debt? Well, they hold this debt mainly because, check this out, financial growth fund Big acquisitions are investments. Yeah, the right kind of debt can help fund big acquisitions or investments without issuing too many new shares, which would dilute existing shareholders. Yeah, yeah, they're gonna take care of the shareholders. Okay. Uh, Capital structure choice with steady cash flow. And I like companies with steady cash flow. It can be efficient to use some debt. Interest payments can be manageable related to earnings. Yeah, you pull out a little cash when you need some, take care of a little problem, you pull out a little cash and pay that down. Salesforce is a type of company that got cash on hand and they can do that. Flexibility. Having access to the debt market gives them more options when opportunities or downturns appear. Yeah, when you got cash flow, yeah, you can bob and weave in business and keep on floating. Salesforce got plenty of cash flow. The key question for investors isn't do they have debt, but is the debt reasonable compared to their earning cash and growth prospects? So far, most analysts see Salesforce debt load as manageable, given its size, cash, and position and profitability. That's what most analysts are saying. That because of their cash flow and their profitability, that their debt is just something that they're using to power them into the future. So bringing it together for all my young adults, before we get into the charts, I want to leave you with this. If you are a young adult looking at CRM, Salesforce, in the stock market, here's the essence. It's a market leading software company that powers how business manage customers. Its future story is all about AI, data, and cloud, with big name partnerships like OpenAI backing their direction. Bulls see them as a durable, dominant platform riding the AI wave. Boomers worry about competition, execution, and volatility. The balance sheet is large and generally solid, with a moderate level of debt used mainly to support growth and acquisition. Your job as a young adult isn't to fall in love with the story, but to ask, do I believe this company can keep growing, earning over the next 5 to 10 years at a price that makes sense for today? That's the main question. And I'm going to show you guys on the charts why I think Salesforce is a buy for you right now. And you should be looking at buying those fractional shares like I teach you guys. We're going to go on and look on over to the charts real quick. And I always tell you guys, all these green lines is back there under the Biden Harris. I had tag some things back there because I've been watching Salesforce for a while. And if you guys look on the charts right here, we're looking at 1 year ago. Yeah, Salesforce was at an all-time high up here at $304.21. You guys see that? And then year to date ago, uh, there was a transition between the Biden-Harris administration into the Trump administration. And then when the Trump administration came in, we can start seeing how Salesforce dropped down. I had it marked off at like 160 back, 260, $260 when they came in office back there. Because I've been tracking this for a while, guys. And then we're going to go back. I always tell you guys to start moving left. And we're going to bring it all the way back up to date. But 6 months ago, as you guys can see under the Trump, it went from 160. It dropped down to a low of $232.19. But then it had a rally under the Trump administration. And it ran all the way up to 268.40. Y'all see that right there? That was just 6 months ago. And then 3 months ago, boom, we can start seeing the trajectory going all the way down. It fell under the Trump administration for all the crazy things that administration had done. It fell to an all-time low of $162.34. This was 3 months ago. Now I'm getting ready to show y'all how we're finna make this money, okay? 3 months ago. Let's look at 1 month ago. We saw it down there 1 month ago at 162.31. Yeah, but guess what? We went into war, and during that time we crashed down to 161. And today is what, April 22nd. We started to see the market swing back around. You remember I showed you guys the fear. Matter of fact, let's go see what the fear index is right now. Oh, fear index then went up to 58, guys. Yeah, the last video I did, the fear index was 46. And the one before that, it was down here to 35. But look at the money coming back into the market, guys. The fear, I didn't even see that. The fear index is up to 58, which is huge. That's even better news for what I'm going to tell y'all right now, because we're going to go back over here and we're going to open up this bad boy again. And we was down 1 month ago. We was down at 162.51. You see it on the charts? I'm not making it up. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a pen there so y'all can really see it real good. I'm going to put a pen down there. All-time low. Boom. Let's look at what happened 5 days ago. 5 days ago, it jumped from 160 and it went up to 171. It started to climb. Remember that fear index was down there? I told y'all could get it in back there. Y'all can still get it in. Y'all can still get it in. Look how it's starting to go back up. This was just 5 days ago. Today is April 22nd, 2026 right now. Look at that. And 1 day ago, boom, here it went right there. It shot up to over the weekend, and it fell down to 184. Y'all see that? I gotta put a pin there. I gotta put a pin there so y'all can see that. We're gonna keep that in mind. Boom. Horizontal line right there, 184. And we're closing out today. Look at it, guys. It jumped all the way up. The Bulls is back in town. It ran all the way up. Y'all saw back there 160. It ran all the way up to 193. And it ran sideways from 193. Let's go ahead and open it up. And it cratered back down to 183 all day. And it closed today off at, let me open it up. It fell back down to 186. It closed off at 187.23, guys, today. But what I want y'all to recognize, we saw it down there at 162s. We saw it at all-time lows. Salesforce is starting to creep back up. Y'all remember, we saw it at $304 under the Biden-Harris administration. You guys can get this bad boy as a steal at 186, 187 right now. Anything under $200. You guys need to be buying Salesforce because the fear index I just showed you guys is starting to turn around. We're going to look at it one more time. We up here at 58. Always tell us buy low. That was down at 160, 60 or something like that. It's coming back up here. The money's coming back into the market. And look at here. When it get down up in here, guys, it's going to be too late to buy. Yeah, it's going to be too late to buy because it's probably go to $300-$400, on a real bull run. It might go 450. I don't know. But if you guys get it back here, this is probably going to be the last that y'all going to see Salesforce because I just see it on a trajectory going back up. Now, we are in war. It might drop down depending on what they do with this war and what the president do. But if it dropped down, I'll be putting Salesforce in my portfolio, guys, and sit back, eat your popcorn, and when this thing turn around, I mean really turn around, especially if we get out of war, these companies that I've been telling you guys about, yeah, we'll be talking about them a year from now. And everybody that got in is going to be smiling. And if you guys let these companies go by now and you all don't get them, you're going to have to wait to the next cycle because the market goes up. This is greed over here. This is what we're going to try to cash in over here. And the market goes down. It was down there in the 160s because it's going up. I'm not telling you guys what to do. This is not financial advice, but if you like these type of videos, like, subscribe, share them to your friends, pass them on to other young adults and tell them you don't have to buy a whole share, just buy fractional shares. Download an app on your phone, Stash, Weeble, Acorn, Fidelity, I don't care what app, and start buying fractional shares. That way you guys can learn how to double and triple your money. We're playing the money game, the financial games that we're going to make looking 10 years out so you guys can make y'all first million by the time you're 28 years old. Okay? You can do it. That $50, that $25, just keep investing in these companies because I only break down big time companies. And Warren Buffett has already told us what to do. He told us when the market is fearful, right down in here, this is the time that you guys need to be greedy. Okay? This is buying time down here. You wait till it get back over here. Nah, this is cashing in time over here. Okay? This is very important. Even I can see the fear index even went up, even though the DIA is down 2.97%. The SPY, the SPY is down 4.69%. 0.64% of the QQQ. These are some deals that we always judge it is down, but it's down, but the money is slipping back into the market. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys, that the money is coming back into the market. Like and share. I love you guys. Talk to you guys soon.